Was there a defense analysis memo? It's referenced in the judge's decision in Florida. Was there a defense analysis memo prepared by the IRS? And more specifically, did you see it?
Again, I'm not going to be able to comment on these matters.
Mr. Chairman, this just makes no sense at all. I've been a lawyer all my life. I have some idea of what is protected when you have a ongoing bit of litigation. Whether this individual has seen an official memo from within his own department is a very simple question to answer, and I think it's completely inappropriate to have this game of dodgem be pursued without any consequences.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent sat before the Senate Finance Committee, and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse asked him one simple question. Was there a special deal cut so the Trump family wouldn't get audited? Bessent's answer? Ongoing litigation. Ask him a different question. Same answer. Ask him a third question. Same answer again. By the end of this hearing, ongoing litigation wasn't a legal position anymore. It was basically his whole personality. Stick around, because watching a cabinet secretary run out the clock has never been this entertaining. Okay,
Thanks very much. Secretary, welcome. Have you identified any precedent in Treasury or IRS history for the agreement not to audit, investigate, or pursue any tax claims against the Trump family or businesses?
I can't identify any precedent where 400,000 tax returns, including the people you just mentioned and all of their employees, were leaked in a violation of one of the most sacred duties of the IRS.
So let me cut to that then. Senator. The leak was by a contractor. Can you tell me what contribution is being sought by Treasury or by the IRS for the harm done by the contractor? To a certain extent, your organization and the IRS are the victim of the contractor's malfeasance or negligence. What is being pursued by way of contribution by that contractor?
Well, the ranking member chastised me for cutting the contractor's contracts off, and we have removed their contracts, their ability to do business with Treasury and the IRS.
But there is no contribution into this particular case.
Again, Senator, you weren't here earlier, but I'm unable to discuss most of this because of ongoing litigation.
Yeah, I know everybody likes to say that, but the constitutional...
We like to follow the law, Senator.
And the law is that the Congress has constitutional oversight functions that do not disappear simply because there is litigation, however convenient it may be, by way of providing answers. So we have no precedent for it. No contribution is being sought from the contractor at fault. Was there any consideration to the government in return for the benefits of no audit, no investigation, no challenge or pursuit of refunds or other penalties?
Again, Senator, I'm unable to comment because of litigation. Treasury is represented by the Department of Justice in all matters. They act as our attorneys, so I would suggest that you direct your questions to Acting Attorney General Blanche.
Yeah, well, I've had a lot of times people who are before us invite me to ask my questions of somebody who's not before us, but you're the one who is before us, and I think you ought to know if there was any consideration offered or paid in return for that settlement. It's a very simple fact question. Was there or was there not consideration?
Again, there's ongoing litigation, and I suggest that you speak with the Treasury attorneys.
If this kind of behavior is okay with the chairman, I'll just pursue other questions. But, you know, what goes around comes around in terms of dodging questions.
I believe it's very clear that witnesses of any kind cannot discuss ongoing litigation.
They can certainly discuss a fact that they are aware of. The fact that there is some litigation out there doesn't mean that a witness can't say, yeah, there was no consideration, or yes, there was consideration. Was there a defense analysis memo? It's referenced in the judge's decision in Florida. Was there a defense analysis memo prepared by the IRS? And more specifically, did you see it?
Again, I'm not going to be able to comment on these matters.
Mr. Chairman, this just makes no sense at all. I've been a lawyer all my life. I have some idea of what is protected when you have a ongoing bit of litigation. Whether this individual has seen an official memo from within his own department is a very simple question to answer, and I think it's completely inappropriate to have this game of dodgem be pursued without any consequences. Well, last of all, here's another question. Was there any analysis of what harm befell President Trump from having his taxes released when every president since Nixon released their taxes and he had promised to? Did anybody analyze whether there was actually any harm at all to him in those circumstances?
So there was a crime. President's rights under 6103 of the IRS code was violated, and equally as important, 400,000 taxpayers had that right violated, including every employee of the Trump administration, the housekeepers at Doral, the greenskeepers, the cashiers.
And you're welcome to pursue all of
seem
that,
to care.
but it doesn't answer the question of whether the president actually suffered harm. And you're not answering that question either.
Okay, here's what actually happened. Facts first. A guy named Charles Littlejohn, an IRS contractor, stole and leaked the tax returns of over 400,000 people. Trump, Elon Musk, and a whole lot of regular folks who had zero say in any of it. He got caught, got convicted, and he's doing 5 years. That part's real. That part's bad. Nobody's arguing Trump wasn't a victim of an actual crime there. But here's where it gets juicy. There's now a lawsuit. Trump wants $10 billion, and there's a settlement sitting behind it too. So Whitehouse, a guy who's practiced law his entire career, starts asking the kind of questions any of us would ask if we found out our neighbor got a sweetheart deal. Was there precedent for an agreement not to audit the Trump family? Nope. Bessent can't say. Is the government going after Littlejohn, the actual criminal, for any money back? Can't say. Was anything traded in that settlement? Can't say. Did Bessent himself even see the internal IRS memo a federal judge in Florida already referenced in a ruling? You guessed it. Can't say. 4 questions, 4 dodges, 1 word doing all the heavy lifting. Litigation. At some point, that's not caution, that's a strategy. And this is the part that should get you. Whitehouse doesn't let it slide. He looks at Bessent and basically says, buddy, ongoing litigation doesn't make Congress's oversight power disappear. You can still tell me yes or no. That's not a gotcha. That's Civics 101. Then he drops the real haymaker. Every president since Nixon released their tax returns. Trump himself said he would too. So if this info was headed for the public eventually anyway, what exactly is the $10 billion damage here? Silence. Nothing. Not even a real attempt. Look, the leak was wrong, full stop. But there's a lawsuit is not a magic spell that makes basic accountability questions vanish into thin air. If a Republican administration cut itself a quiet break, taxpayers have a right to know. Period. So there you have it. A Senate hearing, 5 straight questions, 5 straight dodges, and a Treasury Secretary who apparently forgot every word in the English language except litigation. Whitehouse asked the questions America actually wants answered. Bessent gave us a masterclass in saying nothing with a straight face.